Okay, welcome to the Daily Problem. Let's see if we can do it tournament style. So, in tournament style chess, we make all the moves in our mind. We don't touch the pieces until we're ready to make our move and finish the combination. Okay, that was the intro voice. So, what are we looking for? Checks, captures, piece contacts, and board situation. Board situation looks like we have a kingside attack with 4 pieces against essentially 2 and maybe 3 defenders. So what do we have for checks? We have knight f6 check, queen takes h7 check, queen takes e6 check, rook to f8 check. All right, what about captures? Same thing, queen takes e6 and h7, and bishop takes b5. Well, since board situation tells us we're kingside attacking, we're going to throw out bishop takes b5 this time, right off the bat. Queen takes h7 and queen takes e6 don't look promising. Queen e6 is just a free queen and we lose. Queen takes h7, there is a combination that you can see where you get to unleash a discovered double attack. Well, a double attack is a discovery. So you double attack, double check on either f6 or g5, but when you look at it, they don't really amount to anything. You know, queen h7, king takes, knight g5 check. He goes back to like g8. He could go to h8. h8, we're going to fork him, but so what? You're going to end up losing a piece. You're going to lose the knight after you take his queen back, and so you'll just be a piece down. You'd have rook and bishop against rook and 2 bishops. So, I mean, it's a combination of moves that's not too spectacular, but it might be useful. We might be able to make use of that knight to g5 combo hitting h7. In fact, let's look at that right now. The piece contacts we make, I'm looking, they don't look very good at all. Queen h5, bishop c4. Yeah, these are rook to b1, doesn't do anything. Here we just play rook to a1 and are just on that one. We're gone. So let's look at that knight to g5. Knight to g5 does, well, tell me what you think it does. Now I can't hear what you're saying. So I'm just giving you time to voice what you see with knight to g5. Now what I see is that there's a triple attack on h7. And when you see a move like that that does a triple attack, you got to look at that. Now, right off the top, what about queen takes knight? Yeah, well, that doesn't work. Queen takes knight, you guys tell me, what would you do if queen takes knight? I know somebody said, queen takes h7 checkmate, and that is the correct move. I was drinking. That's what I was drinking. Anyway. So, knight g5 might be tremendous. He can't take the knight because you can checkmate him. So now he's got to defend h7, does he not? Well, now there's the trivial defense of, like, queen f5, we just take it with the bishop. He could play bishop e4, and then we just take it again with the bishop, because then they were attacking his rook in the corner as well as checkmate. So the queen f5 and bishop e4 don't do a thing to stop checkmate for more than one move. So looks to me the only move that defends checkmate is h6, right? You can correct me if you think I'm wrong. Because if he plays g6, queen takes h7 is checkmate. The knight's defending it. You can't block the knight or the bishop. You have to block them both. Well, sorry, you can't block the knight or the bishop. You got to block the queen. That's the problem. So I misspoke on that one. So g6 does nothing to block the queen because that's the checkmating piece. And you don't have a piece that can defend. Curiously, you don't have any pieces that can defend h7 except the king. So that's a h7 is kind of a red flag square where the king is the only defender. Like f7 as well, but the queen is in the vicinity of f7, so that's not really a problem. h7 is a problem. Knight g5 has got to be the move. So we're threatening checkmate. So the only move that stops checkmate, which we've gone through all the others, is h6. So now what, Bobby Fischer? That's my famous phrase. Now what, Bobby Fischer? Well, I don't know. But it's like we have a new problem. We played knight g5, he played a6. The new problem is, hey, can we take advantage of the weakness that we forced with him playing h6? The weakness is on the white squares. Well, do we have a white square bishop? Why, yes. Yes, we do. So, hey, let's use it. Let's hit him. Let's go bishop to h7 check. Hey, it's not costing us anything to look, is it? So knight g5, h6, bishop to h7 check. Now what happens? Uh-oh. What can he do? Well, the only move he can make if we check him with the bishop, he can't go to the f-file. The rook guards these squares. He's got one move. You know how I love the one move result. When he has one move, my rule says you're probably winning. So bishop h7 check. King to h8 is the only move. So now, what move do we have? Do you see what move we have? We have actually two that are great. Two great moves here. Either one of them is a winner. Either one of these moves is an absolute winner. And that would be either knight to f7 check or knight to g6 check. Now if we go to f7, I'm trying to look at this and figure out which one is the slightly better move. Probably, they're both exactly the freaking same. Good question. Because knight f7 check, king takes h7 is forced, it's his only move. Knight captures queen. Bishop captures queen. And then we have queen takes e6, forking the bishops. This guy, I mean, in my mind, you couldn't be much more dead than this. Outside of a checkmate, he's as dead as you get. So it looks to me knight to g5 is an absolute winner because we threaten mate. The only defense is check. I mean, it's h6. We hit him with bishop check, supported by the knight. King to h8. You know, I don't see a better move. Bishop to h7 check, king to h8. I'm trying to figure out, is a knight f7, it's probably the right move. Oh, we're on g5, we can't go to g6. So there's knight f7 is the only move. Even better. Yeah, it's as good. Crunch. Ding. Well, you all see it. We talked about it and you see it. I think I'll just take this. So, this is another example of my system helping you to solve problems. It's a systematic approach because, like I said, he's going to play. If he didn't resign, the computer resigned for this. You know, it's the program. So if he plays bishop takes, queen takes, and we're going to take another bishop. It doesn't matter. Here he can go bishop takes, pawn check to get something for it. King takes, and then, well, you have bishop and rook versus my queen and rook. Pretty much just about everybody that looks at this video should go, I'm winning this. I hope you all say, I got this. I can win this queen versus bishop advantage. So, terrific sequence. It was that, this is another one where the board situation with our kingside attack helps us to look and focus on this half of the board. One of the things you can also do sometimes in your own games is, I was trying to find, there we go, this will do it, sort of, I guess, is that, look at this. There's a preponderance of forces on the king side. Not much, it's just one piece different. But, you know, he's got two defenders. He's got the bishop and the queen defending g7. We have the bishop and the knight and the queen all looking at h7, which we discovered without recognizing it. You know, it's not obvious until we looked at the, you know, checks and captures and what have you, and then it was like, well, you know, this knight to g5 move looks pretty vicious, and turns out it was ultra vicious. So sometimes, you know, you're looking at this going, man, I don't know what to do here. You don't have to know what to do. You know my system. Look at the checks, look at the captures, look at the piece contacts. Nice g5 is really a piece contact move. Look at the board situation. The board situation said we're kingside attacking, which helps you, like I said, to narrow down the focus of, instead of going like knight d6, knight c5, knight to d2, knight to c3 loses a knight, so does c5 and d6, but rook to b8 is worthless. Okay, queen to like e3 or whatever, these are worthless moves. We didn't get to those moves because we looked at this knight and he said, well, knight to g5, since we're in the kingside area, kingside attack, we looked at this and it was like, holy moly, we stumbled upon gold. So sometimes in a tournament game, you'll do this. You'll be looking around, well, you know, I have a good kingside attack here, so let me see if I can really, you know, do something. And it makes it even better was that knight to g5. I'll take your knight. Yeah, checkmate. Good luck with that. So one of the traps that's common is you say, well, knight to g5. Oh, well, that's a stupid move. Queen takes knight. You go, oh, yeah, that's right. I lose my knight. And then you stop. At the higher level, this is the most common mistake, is that a guy looks at a move that would be winning, knight g5. He goes, well, he'll just take my knight. And he looks, that's two-piece movements. He stops. He doesn't look for the third one to go, well, if he takes my knight, I checkmate him. But now, at the higher level, this would be a 5 or 6 or 7 move combination where he stops one short. So it's a more difficult combination than this one, but the concept is still the same. Knight g5, haha, I take your knight for free. I don't want to do that. We've all had those way back in time, you know, when we were younger. No, you know, I don't want to do that. Okay, so that's the deal. Sometimes you actually discover it by a roundabout process, which is kind of what happened here. And that's the whole point. Sometimes it jumps out at you, sometimes it doesn't. So go through this one again. Really good problem. Make sure you understand, you know, the concept that's going on here. You guys know what to do. I'll talk to you later.